Hey, Tom Rabbit! I hope you got this for your recording. Hey, YouTube out there. Tom Rabbit likes to record these. Hey, Tom Rabbit!
Now, the secret sauce for evolution is deep time. But
Okay.
when you actually investigate it, the deep time that is there isn't enough time for evolution to happen. This is
Wait, what?
there's not enough time, even in a massive universe, there's not enough time and trials for mutations to build the genome of the animal kingdom.
Sure.
This is comparable to a fairy tale.
Well, no, like the only way you can know that your point is true is if we knew how much genetic information or proteins got added on after
Okay.
each
Do
single
you think
mutation.
10 followed
I
by
don't think we know
100
that.
zero? Listen, if there's one chance in 10 followed by 100 zeros, do you know how many elementary particles many scientists conjecture are in the universe? They conjecture that it's 10 to the power of 80 zeros.
Hmm.
The odds of mutations producing the coding sequence for a rudimentary protein are 10 followed by 100 zeros. That's just for a protein.
Wait, what is it? 10 to the 100 exponent of 100 that you're talking about?
Mutations by chance.
No, I'm
coming
saying
up
why
with,
is it 10 and 100? Where is that number coming from?
because it's coming from that there's a 100 amino acid sequence in a rudimentary protein.
There's a 100 amino acid sequence in rudimentary protein?
No, most proteins, I don't even know if such a protein exists. I'm just using that as a conservative figure to work with. Most proteins, your average proteins, have several hundred amino acids in their linear sequence, and they have to be coded for one by nucleotides representing each amino acid.
Okay, so how many amino acids does humans have?
Well, there are only 20 amino acids that are used in biology. And so
Sure.
if you mutate, if you have mutations down at a molecular level, any three nucleotides will code for a codon, which will represent an amino acid. So any random arrangement of three nucleotides will yield one of 20 possible amino acids. So, for
Yes.
example, if you have to have two amino acids in a correct functional sequence, okay, the first one is 1 in 20, okay, the next one is 1 in 400, the next one is 1 in 8,000.
Wait, what?
Yeah. What's
Sorry.
20 times 20?
400.
That's right. So if you have a 1 in 20 chance multiplied by a 1 in 20 chance, and you have to get those two things in a row, you have a
No,
1 in 400.
that's not how mutations work, right?
Okay, dude, you don't know what you're talking about.
No, you don't know what you're talking about.
No, I do know what I'm talking about. I'll explain it to you again. Okay.
Where's that number 100
Any
coming from?
random, I'll go through it again with you. Okay. There's only 20 amino acids that are used in biology. Okay. Now, if you randomly generate insertion, okay, of a nucleotide that didn't exist before on top of one, okay, so like let's take the word dog, okay, DOG.
No,
right?
you don't have to explain to me basics.
I will because you
on.
don't understand it. I'm trying to explain it to you that you have functional and non-functional sequences, okay? So the word dog is an analogy where you have DOG of something that is functional, okay? Now, what are if you have to get the word dog for a password and you randomly pick one letters from A to Z, what are the odds of getting the first letter?
1 in 26, but I
Right.
know how this works.
What is the odds of getting DOG?
In an entirely random sequence would be 1 to 26 to the power of 3. Yes.
That's right. Now, how big a number is that?
It's a large enough number, but that's
Right.
not how mutations work.
No. Okay, listen to me. You don't know what you're talking about because
I do. That's the
mutations.
problem.
Okay. Do you know? Okay. Do you know? Okay. when we're talking about building the genome, okay, it has to be built incrementally. Even if you allow for polyploidism or even gene duplication, it still has to be done sequentially because the double helix is sequential molecular information. It is a code.
Yeah, and
That's
these
why they
codes are
call it
redundant, right?
no, sir. It doesn't matter if some things are redundant. You still need an unimaginable amount of original material to code for complex anatomy and physiology. Okay, you have coding for your circulatory system. Okay, you have coding for uh, the digestive system. You have coding for the neurology, your central nervous system. These are extremely long sequences. Okay. Now,
Okay, are you done talking
people have
now?
been brainwashed. Yeah. How old are you?
I'm in my mid-20s, mid-late
Okay,
20s.
good. How much biology have you studied?
I'm currently doing a master's program for physics, but I did my
Oh, okay.
undergrad in
Now,
bio.
right. Now, the point is this. Do you think that in a single universe, okay, with lots of solar system, that there's a decent chance of mutations building the genome of the animal kingdom?
What does this have to do with explaining how
Answer
amino
the
acids work?
fucking question, because now you're
I asked
dodging
you
because,
a question and
listen,
you
I'm
never
not going to
answered
keep doing. Hey,
mine.
listen to me. I don't have patience with young males on here who are deceptive and evasive. I am asking you a question in order to educate you on something.
You don't need
Now,
to educate me
okay,
on
listen to
something
me
I know.
carefully. One of the world's foremost experts in the world, Dr. Eugene Koonin, expert on evolution and microbiology, categorically stated in his book Defending Evolution that the mutations producing the genome of the animal kingdom in toto is vanishingly small.
I don't care what he says. I just want to know where the number 10 to the power of 100 came from.
I'm giving it as an illustrative example of a rudimentary protein. Now, the point is this. If I gave you a trillion squared Earth-like planets, that would be 10 followed by 24 zeros. There wouldn't be enough time in 13.7 billion years where mutations are occurring on every single one of those 10 to the power of 24 zero planets to produce even one or two coding sequences for proteins.
You're still missing some
Are you
information,
going to
I
answer
think.
my question or are you still going to
Now,
filibuster all over the
okay,
place?
well, you tell me why you believe that mutations can overcome the frequency of error.
Hold on,
Do you understand the
hold on,
question,
hold on,
Knuckles?
Can you just
hold
answer
on,
my question
hold
before
on,
you
Okay,
stop
hold on.
bombarding me
no,
with
okay, I'm
questions?
not going to keep playing this little.
Hold on.
What's your question? I'll humor you for a second. What's your question?
Where does the 10 to the exponent of 100 come from?
I told you. I've already explained this to you twice before.
No,
I'm
that's
giving an
insufficient
example.
answer.
Okay, if
I
if
want
you fucking
numbers.
overtalk me again, I will stop responding to you.
I
Okay,
have to
is that
because
how
you're
you want it?
filibustering.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Are we going to be shouting or are we going to listen to one another?
I'm trying, but he's not giving me an answer. Like he's going on a long-ended answer that doesn't
And
pertain to the question
that's,
directly.
yeah, just, he's wanting a succinct yes or no or definitive answer, not just a long-winded answer.
You mute me again, and I'll leave. If you're truly in your late 20s and you're working on a master's program, which I don't believe you, because you're acting so immaturely, you're rude and interruptive. Okay. Now, you need to demonstrate a little bit more maturity if you really are a graduate student, which I don't believe you. Okay.
Oh,
Now,
oh,
I already
believe me,
explained
people
to
in the
you,
server know already.
well, then why are you acting like an obnoxious 15-year-old then?
Sir, with all due respect, I've asked you a very
Because you don't
specific
like it. You
question.
ever talk me again and I will turn you down or I'll go to a different room. I'm trying to explain to you, okay, why did one of the world's foremost experts in evolution at a microbiology level, okay, a world-renowned biological scholar, in his book Defending Evolution, said evolution happening through mutations in a one-off universe is vanishingly small. Do you think he doesn't understand the nature of mutations vis-a-vis evolution? Okay, it's because every additional unit of information in a linear path that you have to get right makes the improbability grow exponentially. Now, do you know what exponential growth is?
Am I allowed to answer, or?
You know what? I just asked you. Do you know what exponential growth is?
Yes, like I am pretty
Okay,
sure most people know what
the
exponential function is.
improbability,
So,
every additional unit of information makes it even more unlikely. Now, the human genome has anywhere from 3 to 6 billion base pairs, depending on how you count them. 3 billion base pairs of biological information. Now, the point is this: these are all biological passwords. Okay. Now, the point is coding even for rudimentary anatomy and physiology is extremely long in the nucleotide sequences. Do you know what nucleotides are?
yes, I'm sure I know what basic biology that you
What
learn in high school
what
is.
what are nucleotides?
Nucleotides are the stuff that make up the amino acid, the base pair, adenosine, cytosine, guanosine, and what's the other
Right,
one?
right.
Thymine.
And the
Yeah.
coding information
So,
is all linear,
so are
right?
you gonna let me? Okay.
Okay, so you know. So it's all linear. Are those coding sequences extremely long?
Yes, there are 3.2 billion base pairs in a human
Right.
DNA.
And guess what? The range of functional sequencing, okay, is infinitesimally small in comparison to any random arrangement of non-functional sequences. You see, this is why Dr. Anthony Flew, a world-renowned champion of atheism and materialism, toward later on in his life, when Christian biologists came to him and they explained to him what would have to happen at a molecular level, okay, in order for evolution to happen, he abandoned his atheism and he realized that the DNA code had to be the product of design. It couldn't be the product of chance. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Now, do you do
So
you do you accept that evolution happened in spite of the fact that it
Darth,
is
Darth,
astronomically remote?
hold on, hold on,
Sir,
hold on. Darth. Can you allow Working Knuckles to speak? Because I would have to monitor this if it's just going to keep on escalating on
Okay.
each end.
Okay. I'll tell you what. You tell me why evolution is true, Knuckles. Go
no,
ahead.
no, we're not sidetrapping, sir.
We're not
I
trying
just
to,
want an answer.
we're not
Then
trying
what
to
are you
do that.
objecting to what I'm saying?
We're,
Don't give me
it's not object,
generalizations.
listen, Darth. We're trying to figure out exact attachment, exact function to what number. We're
what?
trying to find that
The odds of the animal kingdom genome happening by mutations followed by survival is greater than 1 in 10 followed by tens of thousands of zeros. That's how improbable it is.
Okay, but
Okay?
can I just ask where you get those numbers from? I just want to know
Because
where the
you're
numbers.
because you're taking all of the unique coding sequences of the animal kingdom, and they each those unique functional sequences have to be in the right order. They each are a molecular biological password. Okay.
Oh, so I
And
would have,
if they're not almost
sir.
entirely correct, then they're non-functional.
Well, first of all, I would have to object to that because we know that the base pairs are usually in redundant pair. So changing a phenylalanine to alanine doesn't really cause change in amino acid sequence. The UUU to UUC
No, sir,
transition
sir.
still
It
results in.
takes three codons to represent a specific nucleotide.
Yeah, and
Okay.
there are redundancies, right? If
It
you look up
doesn't. It
the
doesn't matter.
actual
Of course,
base
there
pair
are
of what a valence,
redundancies. I don't dispute that there are redundancies
sure.
within the double helix. That's besides the point. The bottom line is this: every complex system that your body is has to be coded for in extremely long linear molecular sequences. Those long sequences represent a biological password.
The
Okay.
password has a little bit of flexibility, is what I'm trying to say. If you
Not
have a
much.
password GUU,
Not much. Okay. All right. You tell me this right now. Okay.
sure.
You've drunk the Kool-Aid. Okay. Tell me why evolution is true. Go ahead.
No, that's not my question. We're not sidestepping. I don't need to answer the
No,
question.
you're objecting to me criticizing the improbability of evolution. Is
No,
evolution
no,
happening
no,
through
no.
mutations? Listen, is evolution happening by random mutations astronomically improbable?
I'm simply objecting to your BS
I'm
numbers you're
asking you
pulling.
a question. Okay.
So I asked you a question 30 minutes
Okay,
ago. I've
okay,
been
all right.
listening for
Bye bye.
filibuster.
Bye bye, graduate student. I'm done with you. You want to keep on playing this game. Every time I ask you a cogent question that is relevant to your objections, you run and you dodge. Okay?
You asked me a dozen
Bye
questions. I've answered it
bye.
enough.
Have a nice day.
I think he was attempting to show that it's not as improbable as you think it is. Because
No,
Exactly.
you don't know what you're talking about. The idea of mutations building the genome is incomprehensibly astronomically improbable.
It's not
Even
that
if you
bad.
throw, okay, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
well,
Okay.
It's not
I'd like
that
to hear him
bad.
out.
Do you understand that the coding sequences are extremely long? Each unit of information is a unit of improbability. Each nucleotide, or excuse me, each triplet. Do you know what a codon is?
I already answered. I know basic biology.
Do you know what a codon is?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
The codon wheel describes the three codes that are responsible for making an amino acid. G,
That's
U,
correct.
G,
That's
G.
correct.
Hold on. Let me so further my.
That's all I need to know.
Sir, you asked me a
Okay, I don't
question
need.
and
I
you keep
didn't
going.
ask you to give me a fourth grade education. All I want to know is if you know
You
what a
did though.
codon is. Okay, each codon represents a 1 in 20 chance. Okay, now do you want to dispute that?
No, you're stating simple
Now,
biology.
one codon
Can I at least?
after another. Listen carefully. This is so simple that even you can understand it.
Darth,
Why is he muted?
because he keeps on being disrespectful.
I know I had a point to make about the codons, but he cannot. He just won't listen to what I'm about to say because I have challenges to his model, and it's
Yeah,
not that.
I wanted a good faith discussion, but his behavior, I'm telling you, I mean, even academics wouldn't tolerate that on a stage, you know. So I hold this to very rigorous standards, as you could tell. This is not acceptable.
I just wish I could get my objections in before he,
Yeah,
bulldozes me with
I
10
muted
different
him
premises.
I muted him because he wasn't doing this out of good behavior. Like, sorry.
Do you know what a codon is?